It's all right.
I'm not back from help and swap the cider. You can only give the suggestions, and we sort of have a chat amongst each other when we get the opportunity.
And you wonder why the president of the North Geelong Football Club comes out and bags you.
Well, he's an observer the same as me. He's unfortunate as a good microphone.
Might have to invite you up next time around here. Well, it's the final turn. And umpire Hooper throws the ball up. And it's Wigmore. The first clear kick out of the book goes long towards Denning. And also Andrew Harrison takes the mark. So it could be the quick start the Chiefs would obviously Gus want.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's basically what they want. Yeah, as an outsider looking, I'd say that's what they'd be looking for. But interesting to see how crucial them last 5 minutes that I spoke about earlier be in this situation. I believe that the breeze might have dropped flung around. I think it's actually got stronger. It's actually a north around to a northwest, was pushing more to the bottom left-hand corner from where we're sitting. So, yeah, they're kicking with a really strong breeze at the moment.
Oh, Harris. And big gust to win. Nearly blew the camera. Brett would have been good. 1 by 1.
Yeah, well, the ordinary kick by Harrow. I mean, if you have a look at the 2 kick before Jason Rath kicked that goal before 3/4 time there, yeah, they've kicked 2 points. So the kick bad football, as we mentioned, that's the 4th point he's kicked for the day. Hasn't kicked any majors in 4 points. So
the kick will come from Gibbs. He finds somebody to kick to. Turns him a lead. Box says kick it long, so he does. He kicks it out towards Cumming. Can he keep it in? Russell Scott's over there. And it's 2 eyes, the umpire. And it will be Russell Scott's ball.
Insured didn't happen here, but the way we knew.
I hope so. Don't get your money, do we, Brett? Ron enjoying himself at the football this afternoon. Russell to brother Stewart. He'll be sitting in the combined comforts of somewhere
drinking Southern Africa.
But here, Stuart Scott has about 30 metres out. Ron does hold the record. I think it's common knowledge Ron holds the record for Crown Lagers drunk to match.
Is that right?
That's right.
That was out of the whole 3 that they played, was it?
38. 38 nothing. Scott goes for goal number 3. He's pretty happy with the kick. I think he should be. He moves through the middle. For the goal. And it's just a point the difference now. West 9-9-63. They trail North Geelong 9-10-64 by a point. And we've been playing 2 minutes in this final term.
Is that can reach through them trees over the with water bloke skiing beyond the on the water?
Jeez, you've got good eyes.
Just going through the gap in there.
Well, we're getting battered down from pillar to post. Brett doesn't know what to talk about, Just. He's got no idea.
It's okay for it. You had to. It was a quick glimpse to see it.
Savanka gets it down. He's in there again, working hard for the Magpies. Coming, dragged off the footy, and Tajani gets it away in mid-air from Craig. Nickel leads on the right of the footy, breaks away from Harris. Well, kicks it wide. Oh, box just falls over at the wrong time, and Stewie Scott keeps it in front. Again. He's got some support now. Craig, he can handball over the top. Well, Wilkie has to do it. All he has to do is try and slap it towards Denning. Harris, he does well there, David Gibbs. And sockers it through for behind. Does well, David Gibbs.
Did very well. The handball was just a bit long from Alan Craig over towards young Wilkie there. And he done well, Gibbs.
Well, Gibbs again from fullback. It's scores level now, 9-10 apiece. 64 points. Gibbs, thought kick in. Key, dive. Good slips catch.
Yeah, marked by Keezy.
Tubby would be happy with that.
He knew he had to make it. He committed himself. He hit the green. Marked the ball.
So, Key. Brett, leave it alone. God. Go towards half back, and it's okay. Falls there. And mark taken by Simpson towards Marnie. And play on the call. Falls, spills from Sick. And he puts his teammate under pressure there. That was sitting again. Towards Wilk. Quick kick. Good for distance. Goes long. Denning has to make a bit of ground. Gibbs is there also. Ianelli. And off the ground. Denning. And he's just missed that effect off the ground.
Yeah, look, as was almost a chance there for a minute. I'm just watching on. I can see for the side of this.
The replay.
Chance. Yeah, got time. We'll sit back. Obviously, we haven't had time.
Well, Gibbs to kick it again. Gibbs now. Goes towards fence 50, so up. Falls front, Messick, handball to the standing start. Key, handball's wide towards Poulter. The boundary line wins. We'll have a throw in. And it's going to be a throw in just outside 50 on the outer side. The wind's it across that side of the ground in this final quarter.
It's also very ordinary conditions for to play footy. That could be very crucial towards the game. Gives Geelong West 7 points instead of just that goal lead that's been up and down buffer there for a while between two sides.
Well, Poulter gave the handball to Boss, who gave it to Justin Latter, who kicks it back board towards centre half forward. Nickel couldn't take the mark. Priddle did off the back, takes a bounce, gets a couple good Shepherds. He's in the middle of the ground, needs a lead somebody. None was forthcoming. Wigmore couldn't take it with him, tried to slap on. Priddle's there again. And good vision because he saw Heath box out the corner of the eye, got to him as well. At 50 out, his vision back towards Owens good as well. So he's just using the ball nicely there, the Magpies. He could have gone to Stewie Mee. He does now. Does he measure the pass okay? He does beautifully.
Yeah,
good kick, and Stewie Mee takes the mark. Brother Jamie just floating in. Not happy with his brother.
They run the ball well. They run the ball well there, North Long. And I feel this place I'm just a little bit tired. Or yeah, that's a lovely.
Stewie Mee puts his first goal on the board, and at a crucial time to the Magpies, it just stopped the float of Peters, and they're 10-70 North Geelong. They reclaim lead Geelong West 9-11-65, and we've been playing 7 minutes in this final term. There's a couple of close games around the league also, Gus, that will be interesting to see where the ladder ends up tonight.
Geelong are down by 7 goals.
I don't want to know. Bellpost still 3 goals up on Bannockburn, and Anarchy 3 goals up on Eastern Suburbs. So a couple of crucial games, and this one certainly is. The ball out towards half forward for the Cheetahs. Being in the race there, sit against a couple of Cheetahs and does well to see it out of bounds.
I think North Geelong winning pretty easy cross centre half back. They seem that the blokes are a lot quicker, and the blokes pushing up behind him are quicker again than the West blokes, and I think that's where they're winning the ball across there. Thrown
in, coming from the side, Naylor. Scott's there, sits away, tries to throw it, does to Wigmore. Gets it to centre half forward. Harris from behind Nickel does well. Good discipline play. Tajani at front where he has to be running and got on to. Oh, well, I thought he got on.
Probably pretty fair because Harris did tackle him well. His second effort was good, and he's wrapped up one of his arms, and he still had the ball in the other hand. So that's basically what's happening. Yeah, they're on replay. Yeah, that's a fair decision.
Harris goes towards full forward. Scott goes up. Rove, Ianelli. Handball over the top towards Stuart Scott. Priddle bent over his head and just keeps it towards the boundary line. The replay always seems to come up when Gus is vindicated, doesn't it?
That's it. Only when Brett puts it on. I can only watch it. I can only justify it when Brett puts it on. And bear in mind, umpires are a lot closer than us in all decisions. So,
well, Naylor in front, Sanker from behind, falls front of the pack. Tab fresh out coming, gains 30 metres, but gains out of bounce on the fall for the Cheetahs, and Ratty will take it. Could have gone short to Neil. Plays on that awkward kicking style, and in the end, wasn't good kick because Tajani's going to mark. But Stewie Marnie a centre half back. If he's floated it okay to him, he has. Stewie missed his ground, does well. Owens on centre wing. Ratty makes up some ground. Owens doesn't take the mark, and he needs support now. And how to
Mark Guthrie, is it?
Mark Guthrie, is it? Malcolm Key getting off him.
That's where Westing beat and cross set the pace running out of the back line that I was just speaking a minute ago. If young Owens took the mark there, would have been a bit of trouble, I think.
Naylor, Banker, takes it out of the ruck contest. Kick to centre half for Harris. Nickel from behind again. Roved at the front, Ianelli. Just got out at Nichols to upset Ianelli's path with the football. And the umpire lets it go. Stewie Scott handball back to Wigmore. Oh, which way is he going to set Wiggy? It does. Nickel comes in. Did he get it? No, he did play on. Key stands ground to Jani. Just struggled. It's at the wrong time then. Under pressure. And it's to him. Been able to just grab it. He would have been away. Will be all up. Naylor against Savanka. Naylor does well. Set thumped though by Scott to Williams. Neil. Now Neil. Are you half back? Oh, that was very late by the umpire to give a free kick. And it was Marnie who came in.
It was very late by the umpire. I was watching the actual kick. He's waited for the ball to go through. I think he's made his own judgment on it, that it's not going to be a goal. Played the free kick. Yeah, if it was going to be a goal, he was going to call it all clear. So I think that's where he's coming from. But excuse me,
well,
Tunga's not a renowned goal kicker. I thought his second goal was good when he was down at half full. So yeah, taken one away there. Still got Scragger there clear. Be interesting to see him. So.
Oh, twice a centre half back, isn't it?
Yeah, he's looking for Willie. Willie down that pocket. But yeah.
Well, the right side for a left footer. If there's anybody that can stick one from this position, it's Andrew Williams.
It's about the same spot where Stewie's probably boundary long side than Stewie was from minutes ago.
Well, he's just near side for one behind. So it's 9-12-66 Geelong West. North Geelong 10-70.
Still plenty in this game. The last 10 minutes of the game, they're going to prevail. I know North Geelong's going to see which side's the fittest and I think work. So very interesting.
Oops. Goes towards Rath and Marnie. Brings it to the front. Owens. Tries it out towards Tajani. Priddle. Got nothing to kick though. And smothered by Craig, who hasn't had a lot of the footy after what he's done. Has been pretty good smothering tackling.
Well, he actually tagged Skinner Burner for half, just before half time, I think it was, and then been loosened up a bit. But he's had a real lot of the footy for the day. But he was a good smother, and what he's done been good.
Shuey Scott, just gets it out 50. Burke and goes towards Gibbs. Outside 50 still. It's 2-on-1. Yannick and Burke again. Daniel Gibbs pushed him off footy. No free kick still with the Cheetahs now. And it goes, just slipping over at the Crusader was Nickel and taking the mark is Scott. And going to be now with Russell Scott. About 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. And it's going to be Russell Scott, who hasn't kicked a goal today, but is to reclaim the lead for the Cheetahs. And it's a kick off the boot, I think, by Russell Scott. Through for a goal, his first. And that is the 10th for Geelong West, 10-12-72. And Geelong 10-10-7, it's 2 points of difference.
Anthony Palomar already come up for Geelong, and Ken Dent coming off.
So it's 2 points of difference again. The Cheetahs back front. And back middle. Naylor in the ruck for Geelong. Against Simca. Umpire throws it up early. Key goes over the back. Priddle misses it. Darney straight through, does well. To Darney. And then loses footy. Neil going to get left boot, then got pushed back for a free kick, and the will come in and bet again.
It's pretty hard out there at the moment. I think both sides just they're a good dip.
And Jamie Munt
threw his own boot away. Usually everyone throws his boot away.
Ball back in the pack. Polder handball towards Owens and Guthrie. Cummings does well. He nearly got dragged down. Can play on. A bit of a shepherd bump there. Gets it out to Naylor. Leaves it behind. Ratchie's there. Over the top. Handball quickly. Burke, who's got a bit of time. Goes wide. Over the head of Guthrie, but he's got some time with Russ. Needs to handball it on to Guthrie. Coming at him. Jamie Marnie coming through. Priddle. And leaves it behind. Owens is there. Intelligent. The Priddle. Handball to the boundary line. And it's over.
Few blokes actually going for the man here at the minute and should concentrate on going for the ball. Both sides. Get the ball and win the game. Not knocking someone over.
Throw in. Harris. Second tap. Only as far as Nickel. Stands. And then goes to the right boot. Across and a half back. Takes up a bit of that's over his head. The numbers with the Cheetahs. Neil. Ladder left but comes right. Now goes to the right boot. Long towards Wilkie. Getting there. A hand to it with him coming through here. Alley. Left foot kick and the corner, and it's a goal. Good kick,
Great,
Nelly.
It's great, Raven. He hit that. He takes that ball with full ferocity, turned around, and then kicked a nice left goal.
So
good work by Tunga Neal there. Even though he kicked it to a contest, he turned himself around with the blokes he had running beside him on the opposite side. He's turned himself around, put the other blokes out of position. He's had to kick to a contest.
Well, it's 11-12-78. Now Geelong West 10-10-70 North Geelong. 8 points to difference. And Frank Ianelli's goal is his second. Well, them up, will I? I think I'm right. We don't make mistakes here. I've only got 11. We've got 11 goals. The scoreboard's got 12. Might be 11-12-78 to 10-10-70. Now kick with Scott. Goes short to Neal. That's okay. Takes the mark. Neal goes wide. Looking for the other spot. It's off the back. Goes to the left boot. Coming. Can't take mark. Needs a bit of support too there because he's up against a couple of cheaters. One of them was Neal. Got to Williams. Got one high. And it will be a free kick to Andrew Williams.
Tongue to Jardy, burn a small. I suppose he can't. He's got him. I think he's got him fairly good there though.
And it will be free. Hope he hasn't got those new chops in, William. And he gets a bit groggly. Guthrie to take it, Willie, if Williams can't. So Guthrie now goes long, big pack there. Ianelli, Naylor there also. Marnie, fair shot, Polder. Goes in second attempt, and will be a ball up. So it's just 15 metres out from the west goal. And big pack around it. Naylor up early. Standing his ground with Savank. Falls towards Polder. Just wants to see the boundary line. I think Bunting will be able to keep it in. He can't. It's out of bounce. So throw in about 5 metres around from west goal. In front. Naylor tapping towards the boundary line again. Bunting keen for Neal. Blind turn. Handball over the top. Polder for the boundary line. Finds it. So 12-78. 10-10-70. 8 points of difference. And the throw in. Harris coming to the ruck work against Naylor. Naylor in front. Hands to it. Priddle needs a shep. Got a bit of time now. And just tried to stretch it towards the boundary line. Couldn't do so. Out of bounce on the full. And it'll be Alan Craig with the free kick. So, ball coming back. Alan Craig with it.
He's a left footer on that side of the
about
boundary.
55 metres out.
Going short.
Short to Guthrie. Guthrie goes. Good kick off the boot too. Into the teeth of goal. Big pack at the heads of most of them. Found for a push.
I was just going to say there might have been a push to Leroy Savank at North Long there. He had one arm in his back while he's trying to pick back with the other.
That's going to be Malcolm Key in the last line of defence. Needs something. A few leads. Simpson might be an option half back if he kick that forward. It's up Poulter against Ianelli, but Poulter, okay, takes the mark. That's an attempt.
The height advantage there, the young man.
So, now, directs play to the other side. Right, son, Gibbs, I think that's probably missed the mark, but he did well to her up and continue on. Handball Kings, who left it behind, will have to fight against Palomara. And it's balled up, will be balled up a few metres out.
That's where West can get caught now. They've changed direction. There's 4 guys over this side of the ground. They haven't started to run across the other side of the ground, even though he's made the first kick outside.
So,
good
down
knock there
to
by Jimmy.
Naylor to Lockwood. Lockwood back on it. Nickel there also. Handball quickly. Lockwood chopped off by Harris into the towards at the 10 square. Murray goes up, can't take the mark. Nelly there comes out towards Scott. Gets Eppert, handball, quick standing start, left foot. Goes in towards Polder, is it? And Murray also could get a big enough kick, but around the corner. And it's Wilkie. And as he put it through, yes, he has. Chris Wilkie, a goal. And the 12-4 West, 12-12-84. They lead North Geelong 10-10-7. And we've been playing 20 minutes in this final term. And they've just been able to steady the Cheetahs, haven't they, Gus?
Yeah, as I said, they've probably had that strong breeze, and it's pretty hard to kick against that. I mean, they're getting like 35 metres against it. And of course, it just makes it havoc. I mean, they can keep going with it, 35 against, so they've got to have double possession to score goals for the last time of the quarter. So,
it was too high against Kegley.
It's starting to get a little bit undisciplined here. A couple of things, nothing outrageous, but just unnecessary stuff. So,
well, that was Cam Pigley wide to Williams, supported from Lakino. Williams at half back now, goes towards Wigmore, who'll go up and up against him, Box and Priddle, and it's out of bounds for a throw in. So Naylor and Savanka. Naylor gets it down to the back, coming. Handball. Was looking for Box, has to sit and wait, and did well. And it will be a ball up on centre wing. So Naylor against Savanka. Savanka gets it down towards Ratchie and Priddle coming through. Knocked again, Savanka. Goes towards Williams. Key comes through, gets a left foot kick, but only as far as Craig can take the mark on the chest in the middle. And set something up, goes down towards Russell Scott, who backs in back into the pack. Good courage, couldn't take the mark, needs some support. Wilkie tried to get it onto Neil, does so now. And that was a throw, says umpire Hooper.
He could almost been penalised for holding the ball there before that. He's let the ball run go 20 metres and called play on. Well, now, they've been against that all day.
Goes to Priddle, measures the pass towards Owens. He takes the mark, plays on now. And he's got Gibbs and also Jones. Jones in front, can't take the mark. Rove by Gibbs.
Well done.
Needs to keep it in front, does well. And takes a bounce. Cam Pigley comes at him. He handballs to Naylor. Naylor should put it straight through.
Oh.
And has he?
He's had the bloke, young Marnie, standing in the goal square by himself.
Well, that's
bit of an opportunity wasted there by North. They're going to get back into the game. I don't know what the time span is at the moment.
22 minutes gone.
Yeah, it was going to be their chance, I think.
12-12 playing 10-11. 13 points of difference. Lakino kicks in and gets it to Cam Pigley. He goes wide towards Wigmore. He goes up and can't take the mark. Stewie Marnie now can pump it back into centre half forward. You can see it holding up in the breeze there. Naylor's underneath against Savanka. Roved off the back by Lakino. Breaks one tackle. Ball towards Bunting. Over behind Owens, but he gets a second attempt. Handball to Nickel. Has to get around Stewie Scott. Does so. Now he can set something up. Take a bounce. Savanka comes at him. He gets the kick away. Deep 2 on 1. Marnie tries to tap it to the advantage of his teammate there in Jones. Now Jamie Marnie can handball it back. He lost the footy. Ratchie. Good play. Now Corey Lockwood picks it up. Can he kick the goal? No, he can't. One behind.
Great pressure by Jace Rathke. Well roved there by young Gibbs too. He took the ball, he hit it full bore and put himself in the position where he thought it was going to be and took the chance to run with it and got the ball.
So it's 10-12-72 North Geelong, 12-12-84 Geelong West. Williams to do the kicking in again for the Cheetahs. And he goes down the middle. Box, Scott. And the numbers with the Magpies. Stewie Marnie gets back onto that favoured left boot. Goes towards Jones, who has to back. Take a good mark, Sydney. And line up from 30 metres out directly in front.
You're a bit against Andrew Williams kicking in for full back. He's one of their ball getters. Fair enough, it might mix up the taggers or the on-ballers at the other side when they're kicking out, but I just feel that he's better down the ground when the ball hits the ground. 50 out rather than him kicking it and then not being in the contest or around it.
So Darryl Jones has kicked 1 goal, 1 this afternoon. This for his second and for North Geelong's 11th. He comes in and has he put it through? Yes, he has.
He doesn't miss many of the
No, he doesn't. So it's 11-12-78. North Geelong, Geelong West 12-12-84. It's only a goal in it. And I hope the Geelong West and North Geelong boys know, because I'm sure I've counted right, and I don't think the scoreboard is right. I think there's only a goal in it. 78 playing 84.
I'd like to just yell out and tell you off of that. I think I might.
So it's back. Umpire Hooper to bounce the ball, to throw the ball up. Naylor goes up against Savanka. Williams breaks a tackle. Couldn't take the ball with him though. Money gets it away, but Ladder's there. And Ladder has taken a mark at just in between the centre and centre half back. So now it's Ladder goes towards centre half forward, looking for Scott. He's got a couple against him at the back. Neil, handball to Ratchie. He's going to go on the right, is he? He takes a bounce. He will be on his right. Goes for goal. And it's a good kick too. Good kick, Jason Ratchie on his right. And he kicks his second goal. And the quick reply for Geelong West.
That was a nice kick by Chase Ratchie.
And they're 13-12-90. They break open to a 12-point lead again. North Geelong 11-12-78. 2 goals a difference.
Sorry about that, listeners. Just had to pass a message there if you heard what was going on. Just in case they sort of took things a little bit easy there towards the end. Blokes up the North Geelong rooms are probably jumping up and down. No, the bloke in the Land Cruiser flicking the lights.
Well, back to the centre. 2
It's
goals
a
difference.
troop carrier, I think, looking for me to square up.
Come on, you shouldn't have that.
Giving us away.
Well, back in the centre, Naylor up against Savanka. Savanka gets it down, only as far as coming. Back towards Williams now. Kick smothered by Key. Priddle's in there against Wigmore. Held on to Wigmore.
It's off for a kick. He just turned around, played for it, even though he had hold of him. It was a bit soft, but if you get away with it well and good, it was like that Stewie Scott free kick that we talked about before.
Wigmore goes in towards the 50. Money just starts it off the pack. Harris now. Bunting in there also. Keeps it in front. Can he pick it up? No, he can't. And but then he lays a good tackle. And it will be a ball up. Rory Nickel there with the footy.
You can guarantee these days during the last few weeks, once the sun goes down, it gets very cold. We always need the lights on here. There's still a bit of sun because the clouds are lit up, but it's starting to already get a bit more chillier.
Bunting gets it around, handball towards Craig. And it's bottled up again, and will be a ball up. So it's in the in between half forward pocket on the outer side with the Cheetahs attacking. They're leading by 12 points. And thrown up again. Harris. Now the footy out back towards Wigmore, back in towards Williams. Key though does well, gets a fist to it. Now Ratchie gets back onto that left boot from 50, should goal. And has. Jason Ratchie, his third goal.
Bit of class there by Jace Ratchie.
And the 14th for Geelong West, they're 14-12-96. And they now lead North Geelong 11-12-78 by 18 points. And a good kick, Jason Ratchie, 3 goals won this afternoon, been a good contributor.
He has been a four-quarter contributor, Jason. He, even in the first half, I mean, he got a lot of the ball, but the little things that he done, he pushed blokes as they were about to kick, and he intercepted with his hand with handballs. Just his pure pace gets him to them positions. And the blokes that are actually feeding the ball off are unaware of that.
Jamie Marnie in the middle now, kick in mid-air, does okay. Guthrie runs back with the flight of the footy, takes the mark, kicks it around the corner towards half forward. Coming out was Russell Scott, Dejani there also. Stewie Scott off the ground, it's okay. Ian Alley, shepherded by Neil, handball over the top. Harris and Neil now. Neil does the shepherding work again. Harris though can't pick it up. Close to the boundary line, could have been a push in the back.
Oh, could have been too, I think.
Oh,
he's a bit stiff there.
Jeez.
Two big blokes fell, one each side of him and sort of in a bit. He'd done.
That's why Rory Nickel getting up a bit gingerly.
Put himself into the right spot too to get the free kick and.
Well, thrown in. Harris in front, takes it out of the ruck again towards Scott. Naylor there off the ground, goes back towards Bunting, keeps it in, goes to the right boot, good kick too for distance, and over the heads of a couple. Simpson couldn't take the mark and threw for one behind. So it's 14-13-97 Geelong West, Geelong 11-12-78. And Gibbs did the kicking in once again. Goes to the outer side. Good kick for distance too, outside 50. And running back with a fly to the footy, Simpson takes a good mark. Kicks it around the corner, ladder again, and takes the mark. Then he's ripped off it by Haruska. Gets his kick away though, and getting back, taking a good strong mark is Wilkie. Running back with the fly to the footy.
Yeah, he's been changed from back to forward for the quarter. He's done a couple of good things. I think he kicked the second or third goal. Well, the goal before Jace Rathke kicked the last two. Just had a bit of height down there. I think they seen the mismatches up in North Geelong's forward line and put a bit of height down West forward line just to throw him off a bit.
So Wilkie comes in and he's missed to the near side for one behind. So 1 goal, 1 his personal tally this afternoon, and it's 14-14-98 Geelong West. North Geelong 11-12-78. It's 20 points the difference.
It must be nearly a game of darts, I think.
I would have thought so.
Siren to go.
Yep. Gibbs to the kicking in, down the middle towards Box, who's surrounded by cheaters, and but coming through and helping out was Cumming. At centre half back goes towards Jones against a couple of cheaters and does well, Sydney. And needs a bit of support. Cam Pigley's there. Gets the kick away. Bunting and Priddle. Priddle needs a bit of help and sees it over the boundary line for a throw in. Harris and Naylor do the ruck work. We'll turn the lights on soon here, I think. Naylor.
Excuse me.
At the back. Savanka's there. Key does well to Naylor. Takes the bounce, Jimmy. And can handball it off towards Stewie Marnie. Good pick up on the half volley. Goes towards centre half forward. And Daniel Gibbs does well. Takes a good mark against Yannick. At centre half forward. Haruska getting back there. Needs something in the middle. Now the lead's on. And it's a good kick. And taking the mark is Corey Lockwood. Now kicking outside 50. So you would think too far. For Corey.
I'm just laughing what's going on here. The trainers have been trying to take shit off for the last 5 minutes and he won't go.
Well, there he is. And that's why. But there's the siren. And it's a win for Geelong West. And the final score is 14-14-98 Geelong West. And North Geelong 11-12-78. In that final quarter, Geelong West kicked 6 goals, 6 to have most of the goal scoring power. North Geelong kicked 2 goals, 2. And so it was a big finish by the Cheetahs, being 8 points down at three-quarter time. And they ended up winning by 20 points. The goal kickers for Geelong West, 3 each to Jason Rathke and Stuart Scott, 2 to Ken Denning and 2 to Frank Gianelli. Singles to Mark Guthrie, Chris Wilkie, Travis Burke and Russell Scott, while for North Geelong, 2 each to Darryl Jones, Rob Messick and Rory Priddle. Singles to Matthew Polder, James Naylor, Daniel Gibbs, Stuart Marnie and Heath Box. But really, Gus, there wasn't much in the game for the majority of the day, and it was just the last couple of goals that made the difference between the two sides.
Yeah, I think that both sides, they've gone into the game. We spoke about it before the contest, that both sides are pretty level on the ladder. Proved to be that way throughout the day and throughout the game. And that's the margin that's probably finished up the game is probably the biggest margin all day. And I think both sides had a lot of players down. They just fought the contest out. And Geelong West to come out with the victory.
Doesn't help when that bloke's walking off there behind Tassie Hodgson, Mark Burns. Yeah, he's a very important player to the Magpies.
Yeah, Sid Jones was obviously got injured and went to full forward after half time. You see him limping off the ground there. So that hasn't helped North Geelong at all. That's obvious there.
So we see the dejected North Geelong side walking off the ground, and the victors behind them. Now, Gus, have you worked out your 3, 2 and 1 yet?
Yeah, certainly.
You have?
Yeah.
Jeez, you're all right.
Would you like me to go first?
Look, I would, because
just
I'm still...
I'll go through the players that I thought were better players for both sides first, and then we'll give the 3, 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Malcolm Keane, he played well all day. He had plenty of the ball for the whole 4 quarters. Rory Priddle, I thought he didn't dominate the game, but he certainly showed his little bit of class when he got the ball. I thought Heath Box, he had a good first quarter. He was in and out for the rest of the 3 quarters, and obviously lined up on Stewie, so he's done a good job there, and I thought he sort of had a reasonable game. Matty Polder was in and out. I thought Corey Lockwood and James Cummins, I thought he's just got that flair about him, whether it's the hair or whatever, but the evasive skills to sort of look as though he's doing plenty, and I thought he played reasonably well as well. For Geelong West, I thought obviously Jace Rathke, I thought he had a good four-quarter effort. We spoke about that 5 minutes ago. Andrew Williams, I thought Tunga Neal, especially he was solid in the first quarter, but then when he went down up forward in the second quarter, I thought he kept West in the game in that quarter, and I thought he continued on for most of the game without being dominant. Stuart Scott, obviously just his normal self. Well, obviously him and Bocker were opposed to each other for the first part of the game anyway. Then Bocker changed on to Jace Rathke, or Jace Rathke went on to young Bocker, and I thought Stewie was pretty good in his leadership roles. Nick Lacino, he didn't do a lot through the game, but I thought in the second quarter, when North Geelong had gone into the quarter time with a reasonable break, when North Geelong went forward 3 or 4 times, he'd done some real special things when he was one out on 2 or 3 opponents, and I thought he done really well. And another bloke in that role, I thought the back line stood up reasonably well for West, but another bloke in that role was Glenn Yannick. He'd probably lucky to have 8 or 10 possessions, but I thought he was hard at it and always made his presence felt. I'd give one vote to Andrew Williams. I must apologise to Tunga Neal here because he was in the best 3 or 4, and obviously there's only 3 positions, but I gave one vote to Tunga Neal. I thought, as I said, I just assessed him up a minute ago. I thought Malcolm Key from North Geelong for 2 votes. I thought he was great all day for them. He give him something, and he continues to get that space that a lot of blokes struggle to get, whether it's his opponent's too slack or lazy, or whether he's the smarter person of the two and just gets themselves out in that position. And I gave 3 votes to Jace Rathke. I thought even just towards the end of the game, probably West were a couple of goals up, but he still kicked a couple to seal the game. I thought his pace around the ground, I thought in his nullifying of North Geelong in the first half, his chasing, his tackling, his all-round work for the whole day was really good, so I give him 3 votes.
So it's 3 to Rathke, 2 to Key, and 1 to Williams for Gus. I've given Rathke 3 as well, and Key. I thought Malcolm Key played very well in the middle today. I thought he led from the front, and certainly with a lot of young blokes around, and with Mark Burns off the ground, I thought that he played a fantastic game. I gave 1 vote to Tunga Neal. Very underrated player. I know that he doesn't look the most fashionable guy on the field, but certainly gets the job done and takes some crucial marks around the ground. Kicking for goal, well, he'll have to do some work on that, I would think, after a couple of shots today, but I'm sure Tunga's job is not to kick goals. It's to be a force in the back line today. He played a different role and did it very well. So the 3 this afternoon are Jason Rathke, 2 to Malcolm Key, and 1 to Andrew Williams. We'll go with Gus because he's our guest here, so we'll go with him. So it's Rathke, Key, and Williams, the 3, 2, and 1 this afternoon for the Beaumont's Pies and Cakes guest video player of the day. So congratulations to those 3 players. In the end, Geelong West winners over North Geelong, 15-14, 104 to North Geelong, 11-12, 78. The major goal kickers, Rathke 3 and Scott 3 for Geelong West, 2 each to Jones, Messick and Rory Priddle for North Geelong. So that's it for another round 10 of GDFL football. Brett wants to get going, so we'll sign off. Thanks once again, Gus, for your help this afternoon.
Thank you, Jason. And thanks to the listeners.
On behalf of David Primer, Brett Rovier, and myself, Jason Doherty, this has been another fine guest video production. We'll see you next Saturday afternoon.